Hi, welcome to another episode of Practical Programming. Our today's problem gonna be regarding palindrome. So let's have a look at the details. In our program, we will be given with a string and we need to find out if that string is a palindrome or not. Okay, so if you look at the input for our program should look like this. The first one would be kayak and it is a palindrome, so we need to put output as a result would be true. And for radar it's again palindrome, so we need to say it's true, and hello is not a palindrome, therefore we need to return the result as false. Now that we know what our input and output would be, let's understand what makes a string a palindrome. We have something called mirror effect, okay, so which will help us understand how can we find out if a string is palindrome or not. Let's assume a word kayak, which we know is palindrome, and we're going to use a mirror to reflect itself. Okay, I know it's not a mirror, but this is a presentation. We gotta work with it. So if you look at the reflection in the mirror for the word kayak on the right hand side, it's going to look exactly the same for every letter of that word. Index to index is going to match. And radar is again a palindrome, so it's going to match as well. But what if we pick a word which is not a palindrome? How does that look like? Hello is not a palindrome. So if you look at it, how the letters in the hello are not matched properly. They are completely opposite, which that is a mirror effect. But that does not work in case of palindrome words. You will see they are exactly the same. So let's go and we'll try to come up with a solution which will help us find out how can we make sure if a word is not a palindrome or is a palindrome. Understanding palindrome. I should really need to change the title of every page here. Okay, we'll assume a word kayak, which is a palindrome, and we'll try to come up with our solution which will help us get to the point to deduce if a word is palindrome or not. So I'm going to divide this in between, and because number of letters in this word are odd, so I would have to avoid doing anything with the letter in between. Okay, but if this word was even in number of letters, I wouldn't have to do that. So what's exactly happening here is if you look at every other letter which is equal distance from the middle line, is the same. So in case of A, it is equal distance from the Y, and it's the same character on each side. So does the KS, and that's what makes a palindrome. So when we code, we have to find out a way in which we can compare every letter which is equal distant from the middle line and the letter to the other end with the same distance, and if they are same, it means if that word is a palindrome. If not, it is not a palindrome. So let's go and try to solve the problem. Well, this is a part of the tutorial I enjoy more than other. So let's try to come up with a name test. Forgive me for the weird names I provide every time. Palindrome. Okay. Again, just to let you know, if you're new to this, I come with a name like this so I can archive them later. Public static void main, enter, and there you go, it's out. And I'm checking this again, like there's something going wrong with it. I hope not. Alright, that works fine. Why was that big? Okay, so let's say we get a word, okay, which we need to write down. So we're gonna use scanner, private static final, oops, scanner, okay, there you go. Let's initialize scanner, new, and system. This will help us take input from the user, and that should be me. We're gonna take a text, right, which is string, of course. Given text, okay, so let's scan that, and if I just say next, it should be able to read the input from the console, and I'll try to print that. Given text is okay, oops, my bad. Given text, okay, let's run that out. if that works. Let's say kayak. Oops. So it does work. I'm able to print that portion. Let me just get this down here. Let me just correct this quickly. It is Shift F6, I believe. It's given text. All right. So let's say text. So it's going to print that, and we can say true or false. That's what we need to return. Let's say is a palindrome. All right, so here we need to write a function which will return true or false with regarding the argument or the input which we're gonna take from the user. Is palindrome, and let's give it an argument, given text. It's in red or an error, I would say, because we have not created that yet. So I'm gonna do Alt Enter. It'll let me create a method function if you're using Kotlin or JavaScript or TypeScript. So it needs to return Boolean value actually. So let me change that, Boolean. Let's say we always assume a word is a palindrome. Okay, so how does that work? Let's try that. I'm gonna say kayak. So kayak is a palindrome. Okay, why is it uppercase? That should do. So kayak is a palindrome, true. But what if we write hello? I know hello is not a palindrome, but I still say hello is a palindrome. So we need to make sure we take care of this. Right now it's returning only true. That's why for every text we're gonna get true. So we need to actually put our implementation code here. So let's just say that it's out given text. Okay, would like to show you something what's exactly going on up here. Okay, let me write a word, kayak. While debugging, if you look at the given text over here, which I highlighted, look at the values. So k is at 0, a is at 1, y is at 2, and 3 is a, and k is at index 4. So we need to compare things like this, 1 with 3. If you take a middle line at 2, we need to compare 1 with 3, which is equal distance from the middle. So we have to compare the 0 with the 4. So we need to come with the code for that. Let me just stop this here. Okay, so I'm gonna do this in a for loop to achieve that. Let me take out this debugger here. Okay, let's do for, oh my bad, for loop, and I'm gonna say index, and I'm gonna say given text dot length, and let's just try to do this. S out given text character at, it will take the individual letter at a particular index. Okay, if I do this, it's gonna loop through all the index values. So let's just run that up and say kayak. So what it's doing is it's looping through all the letters in that given text. So now that we have that, we just need to do put a logic which should compare it. So we need a start end, and okay, we need 2 temporary values which should compare, one on the left hand side and one on the right hand side. So let me say this int left side. Okay, left side value is let's start with 0, and another int right side value, and we know, hang on, let me just do this. It will help you picture this where it's going. So if we have word, okay, oh my bad, kayak, yucks. So oops, So this is at 0, this is at 1, this is at 2, this is at 3, this is at 4. So that's how they are indexed. It will always start with 0. That's why I said left hand side starts at 0 and this starts at 4. So whatever the length of the text is, minus 1. So I'm gonna say given text dot length minus 1. So the right hand side gonna be pointing at index 4 and left hand side will be pointing at 0. In for loop I can do something like this. I don't need that, and I would say while left hand side is still less than let's take, I gonna do this, okay, int middle limit. So we need to get the middle of the array, which is divided by 2. So that's going to be our y value, okay, this, and let me put that over here. So it will keep on increasing your left hand side. Let's say left hand side needs to be incremented. Oops, my bad. Left hand side, keep on incrementing, and we have to decrement right hand side because right now it's at the upper end, so we'll reduce that. Now that we have that, now we will do our logic of comparing, okay. So if I say if given text get character at left hand side is not equal to given text character at right hand side, we're gonna return false. If they are not equals, it means it's not a palindrome, so we're gonna return false. So let's run that and check if our logic makes any sense. All right, that's for kayak. Kayak is a palindrome and it says it's true. What if I write hello? Hello is palindrome? No, it says it's false. What about radar? radar is a palindrome. So let's okay, when does this condition says it's false? Okay, we need to look that up. So I'm gonna put this right here, okay, a debugger point, and let's run that again. Hello. So it stopped over here. So left hand side is at 0 and the right hand side is at 4, okay. And if you look at the values, okay, of a given text hello, let me increase this up. So h is at 0 and 4 has O in it. So if your left hand side, which is at index 0, and the right hand side, which says 4, we are trying to compare those two values up here in this line. If do they match? So we know h and O is not the same values, so it's gonna fail and it's gonna return false. That is why hello is not a palindrome. So if I continue this over here, oops, so it comes to false and we get our answer in palindrome that it is not a palindrome because it says false. So that's all I have for this problem. Thank you so much for your time, and please subscribe that I can make more videos. You have a very good day.